Well, welcome to the guest process presentation. This is Be Our Guest, an introduction to the guest process we use at Nebraska Furniture Mart. My name is Jonathan. I've been a floor manager with the company for almost 2 years. I'm currently in the home theater department, but I've worked in the clearance department and in the small electronics department. I helped open the store during the grand opening. And neat fact about me, I worked in auto parts for this for 12 years. I ran a Napa and a AutoZone, and I'm ASC certified. But no, I will not fix your car. This is going to be an introduction to our process of relationship selling, on how we're going to use the guest process to connect with our customers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go around the room. We're going to introduce ourselves. So my name is Jonathan. I'm a floor manager, like I said, and I'm in home theater. And then I want you to, as an icebreaker, let me know one thing that you're proud of. So, Victoria, why don't you start?
All right. My name is Victoria. I am in sales. I am in sales, and I have 2 years of experience at the company, and I am proud of my cats.
Nice. Well, thank you, Victoria. Oscar, what about you?
My name is Oscar Ortiz. I'm in sales. I just started up with Nebraska Furniture Mart a couple days ago.
Nice.
And I guess I work in the home theater department, and I guess I'm most proud of my son.
Okay. And Josh, what about you?
Hi, I'm Josh. I work in the small appliance / electronics department, and I've been with Nebraska Furniture Mart for about 5 months, but before that I was actually a Hewlett-Packard rep, so I've actually been in the store for over a year and a half. And what I'm most proud of is probably my burgeoning family.
Well, thank you, Josh. I appreciate everybody for helping me with this presentation. And hopefully you'll maybe get something out of it too. So going over course objectives, our goal for this strategy is called GUEST. Each letter of the process is going to stand for part of our customer engagement strategy. This is going to help us connect with the customers, because the simple fact is that people buy from people. It doesn't matter what you're selling, whether it's car parts or a television or a couch. If you can't make that, establish that rapport with the customer, then you're never going to actually make a difference and make a sale. And then lastly, the most important things for you guys is that using the guest process properly will put money in your pockets. So everybody can be happy about that. So we're going to go over the guest process. So again, the key vocabulary for today is we're going to talk about, I wrote up here on the board. Each step of the guest process stands for a part of a step in the selling strategy. So the first one is greet. So we're going to introduce ourselves to the customers. Next part is going to be understand. We're going to ask some discovery questions and lifestyle questions so we can help direct them to the right product or find out why they're really here and what they need. Lastly, next we're going to do excite. This is where we're going to use features and a process called benefit selling, where we're going to tie something about the product to a need that the customer has. And then in the last, we're going to talk about selling solutions for the S. This is going to be where we focus on selling an entire package. Talking about extended warranties, talking about additional pieces like HDMI cables, like controllers for a game system, and all the little things that you're going to use on a day-to-day process to help build a total sale. Because when they sell the whole package to the customer, they're going to not come back, and they're not going to go down to the street to a competitor to buy something that you forgot to sell them. And then lastly, is probably the most important step of the guest process, is simply say those 2 magic words, thank you. So, the important thing on the guest process is to understand that all of these parts of the guest process are interchangeable. They build upon one another to create the sale. And sometimes you're going to have to go back to a previous step of the guest process to really complete the sale. Because when you're talking about a feature of this item, you might uncover something new about that customer that you may have to go back and revisit the understand step to ask some more questions and find out, well, I showed you this product, this one doesn't seem to be what you're needing. So let me ask you a few more questions and let's get to know you. And then even on selling solutions, you might still have to, if you're selling like on an HDMI cable or something additional, you might still have to go back and provide a new reason why they need that extra piece and sell them all over on that process. So the guest process is a useful tool, but it's going to be very flexible. You can use it however is necessary to make the sale. So the first part of the guest process is greet. So this is going to be our first interaction. The important part of, the most important part, because this is where you're going to first introduce yourself to the customer. This is going to create a difference between us and the other guys out there. Because you're going to have customers that are going to come up and say, I'm just looking, or I'm not, just say hi, bye. But your ability to use the greet process to break past that just looking, to use an icebreaker, or to connect with a customer is going to get them to stop and say, hey, I'm an expert, I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to be able to help you find the product in this gargantuan store. So, this also is your first opportunity to create a moment of truth, like they talked about in your training, a touch point with the customer that establishes a difference between us and the other guys. And then this gives you a chance to get a genuine connection with the customer and help prevent the dissatisfaction of finding a customer. Because the honest truth of the guest process is I would much rather hear about somebody getting greeted too many times than not enough. Because when they go into Best Buy, they're going, so what happens, Oscar, if you go into Best Buy and you're asking for help, how many people are going to be there? What are you going to do?
Very seldom am I even engaged at a Best Buy when I go in there.
And that's the difference, because the guest process can use us to connect with the customer and actually make that wow moment of, hey, I'm a real person and I'm here to help you. So that's one reason why it's the first step and why it's most important. So the key elements of greet are we definitely want to greet the customer within the first 30 seconds. We only have a short window to make that first impression. But 30 seconds to a customer can feel like an hour. If you're walking through an area and you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're looking for, where it's at, then even a short period of time seems like a much longer. So we definitely want to, the best way to do this is going to be a simple, honest, and sincere introduction. So welcome to Nebraska Furniture Mart. My name's Jonathan. How are you guys doing today? The most important part for me, and in my experience has worked well for me as a salesperson, is get the customer's name. You're going to have your tablets with you, maybe even a piece of scratch paper, so it's often helpful if you have trouble memorizing a lot of names to write down the name for the customer. And that way you can use it again over and over through the conversation. And then we want to ask a follow-up question, because you are most certainly going to get that, I'm fine, I'm just looking. So the follow-up question is how you take that customer from just looking into just buying. And an open-ended question is going to be a question that they cannot answer with yes or no. If I go over to you, Josh, and say, no, I'm just looking, and you just leave it at that, I'm going to go on until I find a different salesperson that actually took time to talk to me. But if I say, hey, are you doing okay? You're going to say no, or yes, or a simple answer just to get me to shut up and go away. An open-ended question is going to start a conversation. So when I say what makes a perfect greeting, it has to be unique to you, because I can't tell you how to greet somebody. Everybody has a slightly different way of doing it. So Victoria, what do you think? What's your perfect greeting?
Well, I would, if they had kids or something, I might talk to the kids first.
Okay, that's
ask
a great.
them how they're doing. Compliment their cute little outfits or something.
I think it's very important. It's a great conversation piece from Vicky, because kids are part of the buying group. And if you ignore any part of the buying group, whether it's the wife or the kids, then you're going to eliminate your chances to really make that connection with the customer. So Oscar, what's your perfect greeting?
I'd just ask them what brings them out to Nebraska Furniture, and ask them if it's their first time here.
Nice. I think that's a great choice as well, because a lot of customers are still discovering our store for the first time, even if we've been open for a year. Josh, what's your perfect greeting?
Well, my best go-to is whatever is happening outside weather-wise, because we live in Texas and we never know what's going on from day to day. It's like, so hey, how do you feel about this crazy Texas weather or something like that?
Okay, I like it. Observations are a great part of a perfect greeting. Thanks. So we talked about observations, just as asking about your first time in the store, and then talk about involving the children. So these are all great suggestions. Thank you, guys. Eye contact. When you go up and greet the customer, if my head is down, if my arms are off to my side, if my hands are in my pocket, I'm creating a body language that tells the customer, no, I don't really want to talk to you. So there's nothing more insincere than that, well, can I help you? And where you're looking away from them, you're not making eye contact, you have your hands in your pockets, maybe you have your tablet in front of you, it's close to your chest and you're being closed off. Nobody's actually going to answer that honestly. So when you smile, you make eye contact, be genuine. The people buy from people. So if you can make that simple connection right there at the beginning, then that's going to give you an edge up over all the other people selling in the same department. Confident body language, just like we talked about. When I keep my hands in my pocket, I'm closing off my body and I'm making it feel like I'm not interested in you. Because if a customer says I'm just looking and I say, oh, okay, well that's great, any of us can help you. What I'm saying is, woo, I'm glad I didn't need to help you. And the customer saying, well great, I didn't want you to help me either. So when you engage the customer, you ask that open-ended question, offer a handshake. This is a tried and true method of connecting with the customer. Some people don't want to shake hands, that's fine, but having some kind of means of being a real person. Because a true salesman practices the art of being a chameleon, being more like the customer. So an opportunity to introduce yourself and say, hey, my name's Jonathan, my name's Vicky, it's great to see you. And shaking their hand changes you from just a salesperson to a person. So we talked about the name earlier and writing it down. The most important part, there's a great quote from a book that I enjoyed by Dale Carnegie called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And he said that the sweetest sound a person can hear is the sound of their own name. And that to that person, the sweetest, most important sound in any language is their own name. So why do you think that's important? Oscar, why do you think it's important to get that name?
I think it's important to win their confidence and to have them warm up to you.
Okay.
It shows that you're paying attention and you're actively listening to what they're telling you as well.
Excellent. And a name is something unique to everybody. So that's going to make that personal connection with you. So a good piece of advice on this is that not every customer opens up immediately. They can exhibit some signs of being overwhelmed. That's probably the one word that I hear most in this gargantuan store is it's overwhelming, right? I mean, how many times have you heard that word? A lot of times, right? So they can be nervous, quiet, distracted, showing signs of being cut off. But for the most part, we have so many different products on display. We have 220 different TVs on display. A customer is not going to know the difference. We have 80 dishwashers. How many of these customers is going to be able to tell you the difference between all of these different products? That's where you come in. They are going to be lost. They are going to be overwhelmed. They are going to be distracted by all of the cool things in the store. So getting that opportunity to say, hey, I'm a real person, I'm here to help, is a great way of connecting with the customer. And it's the most important part of the guest process. Some people use an icebreaker and make a joke or something. So this is an example of how the guest process works. But it appears that we're running out of time, so we're going to wrap this up. I do appreciate you all being here today. The goal, again, of the guest process is to think of the 5 steps. The G for greet, U is for understand, E for excite, S for selling the solutions, and T for thank you. When we exercise the selling strategy, this is going to be an opportunity for us to make a connection with the customer and help ensure their repeat business. So I appreciate you all for being here today and taking time out of your busy workday, and thank you.